The United States federal court system originates all the way back to 1787, when our founding fathers wrote the Constitution. When the Constitution was ratified in 1788, the U.S. federal court system was officially born. Article 3 of the Constitution created the Supreme Court, and it also authorized Congress to pass laws establishing a system of lower courts. The Constitution only allows certain kinds of cases to be heard by the federal courts. Cases that are considered must pertain to issues of constitutional law, certain issues between residents of different states, issues between U.S. citizens and foreigners, and issues that involve both federal and state law. So now on to the structure of the federal court system. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the United States. It is located in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and it normally consists of 9 justices, including Chief Justice John G. Roberts, Jr. and his 8 associate justices. However, Associate Justice Antonin Scalia has currently passed, so for now, there are only 8 justices in total that sit on the Supreme Court. A justice gets appointed to serve on the Supreme Court through a nomination process that includes both the executive branch and the legislative branch. Candidates are nominated by the President and then confirmed by the U.S. Senate by majority vote. This selection process will unfortunately be occurring in the near future. The U.S. Supreme Court hears only a very small number of cases. To get to that level, a case must usually work its way up through the lower tiers of a state court system or the federal system. The justices choose the cases they hear every year based on a case's implications for Americans in general or for a certain group within society. The next tier of the U.S. federal court system is the Courts of Appeals. There are 13 appellate courts that sit below the Supreme Court. The United States is organized into 94 federal judicial districts, and these districts are grouped into 12 regional circuits, each of which has a court of appeals. The appeals court consists of 3 judges, and they do not use a jury. A court of appeals hears challenges to district court decisions from courts located within its circuit. In addition, the Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit has nationwide jurisdiction to hear appeals in specialized cases. Some examples of appellate cases involve topics such as patent laws and bankruptcy. So for a quick review, we started off with the U.S. Supreme Court and then made our way through the Courts of Appeals. The final tier of the federal court system is the district courts. The nation's 94 district or trial courts resolve disputes by determining the facts of the case and applying legal principles to decide who is right. District courts include the district judge, who tries the case, and a jury that decides the case. Magistrate judges also assist district judges in preparing cases for trial. There is at least 1 district court in each state and the District of Columbia, and each district includes a U.S. bankruptcy court as a unit of the district court. There are also 2 special trial courts. The Court of International Trade addresses cases involving international trade and customs laws, and the U.S. Court of Federal Claims deals with the most claims for money damages against the U.S. government. Generally, federal lawsuits start out at the district level in a federal court. Most are civil, not criminal, cases involving legal issues that fall within the jurisdiction of the federal government. These cases can make their way through the appellate tier and all the way up to the Supreme Court if a particular case is selected to be heard. The Supreme Court's legal interpretations are the final word on law in this country. In St. Louis, we currently have the Thomas F. Eagleton United States Courthouse. It is the main office of the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Missouri and the United States Court of Appeals for the 8th Circuit. This court has jurisdiction over the United States District Courts of Arkansas, Iowa, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, and South Dakota. And for a fun fact, this courthouse is actually the largest single courthouse in the United States.